What's up, everybody? This is the Anime Squad Podcast, episode 61. My name is Robbie.
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
And this is Josh.
And we're back. All four of us are here, finally recording, all as one.
Finally. It just...
reunited, and it feels so good.
I think it's been like a month since everyone's been here.
It has.
But no, we're all here together, all here to record for this week. And of course, like always, don't forget that we do have timestamps. So if you guys want to skip ahead to any of your guys' preferred part or episode that you guys want us to talk about, you guys are free to do so. Now, without further ado, let's get things started.
Yes.
With Yasuke, episode 6, the final episode for us to talk about. Oh,
And how was
Finally.
this ending?
Finally.
oh man, this
episode.
was the pinnacle of kind of what everybody was talking about online for this anime. Well, first, we didn't understand it that much. We were like, it's pretty average, And
I think for me, especially, I was giving really the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe it'll turn around. Maybe it'll save itself. And this episode did not convince me at all. And it breaks my heart.
If anything, it reinforced what everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
It was. Oh man, where to begin?
It was rough. It was really, really rough.
It was rough. I talked about this last week, and it didn't even change my opinion what I thought of last week. And jeez, it's hard to talk about this show in general.
Yeah.
The one thing that I was really upset about is that our boy was not he didn't feel like the main character throughout the whole
not
thing.
at all.
No,
We
not
got-
at all.
we got his flashbacks.
He was a secondary character like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And they switched like main characters through like I don't know. It was a weird way of storytelling because it never felt like there was a main character. It was just kind of like a whole bunch of characters, and it's just like, okay, they're just doing stuff. It's just stuff is happening.
Yeah.
The only episode that felt like Yasuke was a main character was that one where he like was taking the girl to the actual like special magic brain place,
That was, like,
and
the
he had to
fourth
fight that
episode.
like demon in the woods. That was the only time.
That's probably like the best episode, honestly.
That was, in my opinion, the best episode of everything.
What sucked was that it was the most fillerish of them all because it was like get from point A to point B with this Michael Jackson looking character, and that was it.
Yeah. So it's a shame, man. It's a shame, and especially how it ended with
But Robbie, I'd rather take that than like the whatever the last two episodes were. They were like this crazy nonsensical magic huge war thing that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the human kaiju, and then like the
So dumb.
the shaman, like, and then like making more blocks on top of each other to protect themselves, and then like making their their own kaiju out of like their spirit energy and stuff. It was so dumb, and like
and then the whole thing with like the Nobunaga coming up and tricking Yasuke and him being like the daimyo the whole time, and then him almost kill.
Like I don't know.
It was dumb.
I was
It was
joking.
dumb.
I was joking about like when Yasuke met up with like quote unquote Nobunaga. I was like, oh shoot, Master, you're alive. You lost weight.
Oh my god.
You look better, but at least
I
I'm
don't know
glad
why.
you're okay.
I don't know why he fell for that.
It was so dumb.
It's like, well, I can know why. Because the diamond, she threw that stupid spell.
I know, but
Into his ear.
yeah.
but of course no. But the way he broke out of it, it was kind of like that should have been broken a little bit long.
It was.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was so weird how it broke too, because it's like, because Saki was fighting him, and like she got enveloped by like pink energy.
Yeah.
And then everything turned into
do we
white,
even
and then she transformed into the lady that
Were we
the spy.
explain why all of that happens too? The white light sometimes. I don't feel like we get explained at all. It just happens.
No, if you're looking for explanation, man, this does not happen.
Yeah.
It just
This show has no explanations,
Yeah.
dude. They rushed like a 25 felt like a 25 episode anime into 6 episodes.
Hey, remember when Yasuke wore the magic armor to
Okay, to be fair, that was cool, but you know, like
did it do anything?
No.
No.
It shot a beam.
Yeah.
It was cool, and then it was used against them.
And then Yasuke was trying to protect Saki, but then got, donated into, through the middle. And
it looked like
and then I'm like, oh, he's dead now, right? He has a hole in his chest. And,
No.
And she's just like, I'm just going to repair the entire hole, all of your organs and everything with my magic. And I'm like, okay.
I thought this show was gonna take itself more serious. If he would have died, that's where like the sense comes from, because of the sadness and stuff from Yasuke and stuff. So that's what I was expecting for the show, other than the magic and stuff like that.
No,
but the thing is that no, it did not take itself serious.
I think
at least for those scenes.
To me, I feel like it took itself too seriously. Like there was, it tried to make us, the audience, like try to care for what was going on, like really hard, but it fails so bad. Like literally the only reason, like when the evil boss or whatever, when she was dying, the daimyo or whatever, when she was dying, she's talking to Saki in her dying breath, she's like, oh, you're going to turn into me one day, and then she literally just pulled like, friendship is friendship forever. She's like, oh, I'm not gonna turn into you because I have friends.
Yep.
I'm like, what?
Cringe.
What?
Yeah.
This whole show was like an episode of My Little Pony.
No offense to My Little Pony fans.
The power of friendship, baby.
No offense to My Little Pony fans.
Because from the show it was, it was directed so it could be more serious, but it didn't take itself serious at times. That's what I meant.
It was supposed to have that, like, to me, I feel like as if this was like paying homage to like something like Samurai Champloo, or like Afro Samurai. But
no, it wasn't.
No, it's not even close.
I felt like it should have been that, but it ended up just. I feel like if you just get rid of the magic and you just make it about Yasuke, good show. So you basically just get rid of every single element of the show except Yasuke and the flashbacks, and you got a good show.
Or make him the main character of his,
just give it a
his damn show that his name is on.
I was literally like just telling the guys, being like, hey guys, what if like instead of like, if it turns out that like Saki's, like, part of Saki's name is actually Yasuke, and so they kind of like flipped the switch on us. It was like, oh no, she's actually Yasuke, so she's the main character.
Oh god.
And then she just turns into him in the last episode. Honestly,
to live on as him.
That's weird.
Honestly, I wouldn't even question it, because this show already, they were going that route.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just rate this.
Let's give it a rating. All right. So.
Let Omar go first.
Omar, you go first.
Well, I have had hopes for this show. Obviously, I know the guy who was making the music. Flying Lotus. Music delivered.
Oh yeah.
I think the music.
The music was very reminiscent of Samurai Champloo and stuff like that.
At points.
Yeah, at points.
Yeah, at points. When it hits, it hits. It hits good. I have it in my phone and all that. I listen all the time. But other than that, it's like we said here numerous times. We wish Yasuke was the main character. We wish it was in a different direction instead of the magical route. And for only being 6 episodes, we could feel the rushness. We could feel like I feel like there's no more to this at this point. Yeah. So for what it is, what it stands for, I give it a 3 out of 10.
Damn.
Yeah, it breaks my heart, man.
Yeah.
Like, I really was looking forward to it. Like being a black samurai in Japan. Awesome, cool. You got me hooked. Just you went in a whole different direction, and it sucks.
Yeah. And I guess for me, I agree with Omar. It's the music, I feel like, is on point at times. Like the opening theme is great, everything, and like the flashbacks, they do hit it really well. But man, the overall story, and like the characters, the fact that Yasuke gets sidelined in a lot of this, and just again, nothing gets explained, and like everything, a lot of flashy things happen, but there's like no substance to it, and it's just sad, It's all around sad. And rating wise, I also give it a 3 out of 10. It's disappointing. It is just bad. Oof.
Josh.
So I remember talking to David early on before I was even part of the podcast, and even way back in like last year, looking at this and being like, "Yo, this looks really cool. I'd love to see the story of the only black samurai ever. It's a true story. Yasuke really existed, and I was like, I'm excited. Let's see if they actually are faithful to the story and tell a great, you know, kind of biography of him. That's what I think everyone expected and everyone wanted. And to say that my disappointment was immeasurable would like be completely accurate. I just was so disappointed by the route this took, by not making Yasuke even barely even the main character, barely even having him, all the supernatural elements, the random like beast transformations and stuff like that. It's just, it almost feels disrespectful to the story. Like, I'd rather if they just told an honest story about his, because there's a lot of information about Yasuke out there. I honestly wish that they just told that story, and you know, the flashbacks I thought were really good. And like all the guys said, the music was great, but man, I'm giving it a 2 because it felt wrong. It felt like a mess. That it shouldn't have been like this. Shouldn't have been made like that.
Yeah, for me, I ended up not harshly giving it the rate like that kind of a low rating, but I give it a solid 4. 4 is the lowest I go in general. Usually I don't rate lower than that because then I don't care. I don't watch the show in general.
Yeah.
But other than that, this show had so many promises in the beginning, but then at the end, towards the end, I started just giving up on it. This show's called Yasuke. It doesn't feel like Yasuke was there most of the time. It was more towards the girl itself. We had certain characters come in and more, and we were supposed to care for them. At the end, I did not care when some of these have died.
Oh no.
And it was upsetting too with the boy. We thought he was gonna become a samurai, or we were gonna go in a different. I thought we were gonna have like a different time skip or something like that, where we get where Yasuke becomes better. But so from what we saw, I felt like it was
that character's forgotten.
Yeah. He came out at the end of the episode.
Yeah, but like the payoff was just like so bad.
So like certain characters were like, I really didn't care. The only person I cared about is Yasuke, and the girl Harley. I hardly even cared about
bland.
her.
Yeah, there was like nothing to her personality at all, other than like, oh, I'm the girl.
Yeah, I'm the girl and I'm sick.
It's just so generic. Oh my gosh.
The music was all right, but I didn't like it for this show. I felt like it should have been for a different show. Like it had more like music type for like horror film or a horror.
Oh yeah.
Or thrilling like a thrilling season kind of show.
Yeah, like a thriller.
But at the same time, there was some scenes where it just went silent. Like the music was playing, and then all of a sudden, it just silently gone. I'm like, whoa! I didn't expect it to just end off like that. But that's just me. I'm nitpicky with that. And animation-wise, at times it was good, and then at times it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was kind of wonky for me. But other than that, yeah, just I was upset. How the show turned out for me, I guess. And I just a solid 4.
Yeah, and that's all we have to say about Yasuke. If you guys have Netflix and you guys have morbid curiosity, you're free to check it out. But we do not recommend this at all. You can just give this a skip.
Yeah, skip this. Watch Castlevania or something.
Yeah, honestly.
Great Pretender.
Yeah, great.
Oh, absolutely.
And with that, we move on to the next anime. The Saint Powers Omnipotent, episode 9.
What an episode.
It was, man.
I was waiting for
oh
him,
my
man.
god. We finally get that confrontation between Sei's party and like Kyle and like Irie and stuff, and
Hawk too, man.
Oh my goodness. Albert. Oh my goodness.
Hawk, bro?
Yeah.
Dude, like, screw you, dude. Get away from my girl.
Yeah.
Kyle,
so
get
good.
away.
Oh Oh man, it was so satisfying, man.
How dare you disrespect the saint?
Like the way he was like silence, and I was like, excuse me, bro.
Yeah.
How no one's saving my girl, say, and
Like-
then Daddy Hawk, bro.
Daddy Hawk coming to save the day.
Yes, bro. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, and what sucks is that like there was nothing. Like, Say literally didn't do anything wrong. Like, she was literally just like in the crowd.
Yeah.
Somebody. Oh well, actually Yuri, pointed. I was like, oh, Say, and then everybody was looked at her like, oh, well, that's the Saint.
That's the saint. That's the saint that saved
She's like,
everybody.
what? And she was just.
And Kyle's like, she's an imposter, and I'm like, bruh. Bruh, like, dude, no one's agreeing with you. You're clearly you might even get beat up here, dude.
Yeah.
For real.
Bad move.
And I wish he could have, but his daddy had to save him too. Siegfried.
Yeah.
And,
His dad roasted him.
He roasted him, bro.
Damn.
Like to the point, I was like, damn, it's even hurting me. We can take this in the room, bro.
Take him already.
It's a public execution here.
Oh yeah.
But it was all part of Kyle's plan. Since
Kyle did plan this out. He was trying to make it so that way none of the burden went into Irie.
My ass.
David doesn't believe it, but
It seems kind of like a cop-out, but I get it, I guess.
Could have been the easier way, just allowing her to talk to her.
yeah.
Yeah.
They would have fixed it.
they would have, but that was just Kyle's thinking.
That was the Kyle way.
Instead, to make his point, right? He's got to treat his future fiance like crap.
Yeah. He was treating
For
her like crap.
no reason.
And we saw her angry face, bro. I was like, ooh,
yeah.
damn, that's not a good sign.
Mhm.
They're not gonna have a very healthy long-term relationship. I don't feel like.
Nope. But
No.
that's what happens in fantasy sometimes.
Yeah, but we finally get the awesome payoff of Sei and Irie
Finally meeting, finally
Yeah.
talking to each other.
Yes,
First friend.
yes, finally 9 episodes in, we finally get
Yeah.
to talking to each other. And it was,
I like the part. I like the part where it says like, "How do I talk to younger women?"
and it was cute. It's a cute tea time. All 3 of them were bonding.
Mm.
It's just a good time, man. It was cute,
Yeah, honestly.
cute and wholesome.
But of course, like the big event happened at the end of the episode where Sei is going off into the alchemist's holy city.
Yes, because
She has to be with her future husband.
goddamn right.
Obviously.
Goddamn right. We can't have him die.
The Saint's magic is the Saint's magic power is omnipotent after all.
But yeah, we finally get to get out of the kingdom that she's been in for a while to a
Yeah.
new one, and I wonder how differently they're gonna treat her there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we made sure to look at the ending
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
This time.
Oh yeah, the disaster that was last time.
Yes, so she got to the new city, and I'm just worried about her, like
like a parent.
yeah. It's just like hopefully they treat her well, because everyone expects her to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And she obviously, it was just a fluke.
Mhm.
Because obviously the emotional weight of Hawk, he almost chomped to death,
Hey, he's there.
and he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see what happens, man. I'm
We'll
very
see-
excited.
We'll see where this goes. Our little girl's going to a different place.
She's going uptown.
3 more episodes. I hope she's okay.
For real. I wonder how they're gonna, set up for maybe next season, or I don't know, maybe end it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. And now we move on to our next show. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. Episode 9.
Oh,
Slime,
this one-
slime problems.
Slime problems. The main character, Rimuru, shows up and appears. Actually, no. Actually, no. It turns
Crossover?
out- Oh my god. No, actually, Falfa, one of the slime girls, turns into a slime. And
What?
we don't know what to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
no.
got inconverted, or how do you say that?
Basically,
she reverted.
She woke up one day and Shalsha was like, "Oh no, Valfa's turned into a slime."
She's back to a slime.
How the hell did this happen?
And then our main girl's like, "I'm just gonna kill it." And then Falva's like, Shalsha's like, "No, please,
don't do
this.
this.
Kill your daughter."
That was a close one.
It was, because reputation. You gotta keep it up.
So now we gotta figure out where to go with good old Beelzebub's help.
Yeah, she always comes in clutch.
Yeah.
Every episode, she's like, "I'm handy dandy. Like, I know what to do."
Yeah.
Your friendly local demon.
I'm kind of glad though that cause the way the anime advertised itself was like, oh, this was the family, but Beelzebub is kind of like the aunt. That's kind of lives in a separate house. Like she'll come in to help, but she doesn't live with the family. She's kind of a not a super close relative, but kind of a distant relative in a sense.
But she's still family.
But she's still family though.
still family. Summon whenever.
Yeah.
Right? Someone mean the tub.
Just drop her in the bathtub.
Yeah, all the time.
And yeah, it was cute. It was cute and funny. And I didn't see this coming at all. But that run back with Beelzebub.
Oh, at the end?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fight scene.
You don't want to talk about the other two slimes?
Oh, the fetch quest?
Oh,
With the intelligent slime?
The intelligent slime, and then
the magician slime and the fighter slime. And the running joke with the names.
Yeah. I like how the intelligent slime, also known as the Intelligy, is just a regular slime, but
I know, for real.
It's like
it can type on the computer.
It's like Coco the gorilla, is able to assign to us humans.
Oh my god. No, but you're right. It's just what? How come the smart one can't transform, but the other two, they're just like girls?
No, you don't understand because the magic slime, also known as Magi or whatever, she could transform herself into a human, and then the fighter slime. She can straight up just with enough willpower.
Yeah, because she's fit.
Because she has and we also found out during that scene that Falfa got transformed because she had a muscle pull.
Yeah, she was sleeping wrong.
She was sleeping wrong. She pulled a muscle, so her human form couldn't take it, so she reverted back to a slime.
Yeah.
So Fighty just I don't know, gave her a massage.
It was
and
funny.
She's back.
I love how when Fighty comes in to fight with Beelzebub, and she just slaps her. It's like, you're done.
Hey, nobody said that she's the most powerful person
I know,
ever.
but I felt like that's what it was leading up to. But we got the run back, bro.
Yeah,
and then Beelzebub's like, I need to fight you. Salty run back.
Yeah. That was a cool fight, though. I mean, cause she was right. She didn't get that proper fight because the barrier was in the way.
And she still lost.
Yeah, she still lost.
Yeah, very badly.
Yeah.
But now
an epic dodge and a punch right in the face.
Yeah.
But hey, now they're all cool again. They might get that run back later on.
And Beelzebub gets a pupil.
Oh yes, Fighty.
So the family's even bigger.
Oh.
Bigger family.
The family is extremely extended now.
Family.
Got nieces and nephews here.
When you're here, you family.
The Olive Garden Fast and Furious family gets even bigger.
But yeah, just another fun episode for this show. I feel like that's just their thing now. It's
just gotta throw us wacky situations and kind of what's going on, and it is legitimately funny because they do set up pretty funny jokes and whatnot.
Yeah.
We always I love to hear the whomps and the
sound effects.
Yeah.
Oh, they add that much charm to it. That's the thing. If this anime is has anything going for it, it's the charm.
Yeah.
Of of the show itself. It's just. It gets you.
Yeah, you wouldn't think to do little the noise effects the actresses do it themselves it's cute.
Oh yeah, I always found that funny. I found it unique too because I've never seen anime do that. They literally just say the sound effects. It's it's goofy.
Yeah.
It's just a goofy little quirk to the show.
And it works super well for this anime.
Oh yeah.
So Yep, that was it for that.
That wraps it up.
And we move on to the next anime, Mars Red, episode 9.
I just want to say that it's just so interesting to see kind of how this show
We got
is
the
evolving.
squad back though.
We did
In
get
a
the
way.
squad back.
In a
yeah.
way.
In a sense. But it is, I unfortunately I wasn't here last week, but I want to mention that like I like how where this series direction's going, because it's very interesting. Like we went from a case-by-case situation where like, oh man, vampires, we have to go, we the vampire hunting squadron have to go kill it. But now it's like Tōkyō itself is being enveloped into this whole vampire crisis where like,
A huge conspiracy has been unearthed
And
Yeah.
that's
by the
cool.
gang.
And it's cool too
Yeah.
that we're getting an effect while that's happening
Yeah.
too, because the earthquake is also part of the problem as well.
oh yeah,
So that changed a lot of stuff for characters too.
Characters died even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Old
pretty
vamp.
crazy.
Yamanaki.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Oh God.
R.I.P. But you know who isn't R.I.P.? Maida.
Maida.
He's back, but he's a little different.
Oh yeah.
Very much so.
Got the case. He's got the case of the blood.
The case of the vaccine side effect.
Yeah, so.
He turns you into a vampire.
Smell like blood.
But yeah, our squad, returns in a weird way, a whole big misunderstanding.
Yeah.
It was all planned by the guy.
Alucard.
Yes.
The vampire lord guy.
Alucard.
I don't know who you're talking about, but yes.
Danny boy.
Danny boy.
Danny boy.
Danny boy.
Yes. That guy.
Yeah. But Defrot, he's playing a neutral, He's
Very neutral.
yeah.
Sometimes I even forget Defrot's in the show at
Yeah.
points, except in that
He's just
flashback.
sitting there now. He's just hiding away and plotting something.
I mean, at least we know he's not a bad guy.
Yeah, true.
So,
But it's he's very Switzerland.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, so who knows what he's waiting to do.
But Suwa and the doctor is back, and turns out we have a little bit of a blunder going on. We have a little bit of a screwed up situation where Kurosu thinks that Suwa's the child killer,
Yeah.
but he's been set up that way because Alucard looking Rufus or whatever. Oh, that's his name, Rufus.
Danny boy.
Danny boy.
Danny boy.
Hey boy. He's trying to set it up, and yeah, he's a meanie. He's
Yeah.
doing everything we can to screw this whole situation up.
Screw up the old vampire unit, bro.
Yep.
But the doc came in clutch, man. Came in clutch with those stink bomb.
Yeah.
He's the one that keeps the team alive.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Ugh, this
It just sucks that we don't get to see him like a lot, honestly, because it's been, it's gonna be a good solid 9 episodes, and we barely got anything about him at all.
Just the basics.
Yeah.
So hopefully these last episodes, they flesh him out maybe. I don't know.
We get to see him in the spotlight, The sunblock cream though, that's crazy.
That was
like,
funny though,
what?
that scene too. It's like, I don't need it.
So he
Give it
comes
to me.
back, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, no, I need
Give it to me.
And it's crazy too, like the concept of kids.
Kid vampires. I'm glad that they actually established that because he's right. He's like, you want to know why you don't see that many child vampires? Because they don't know how to act. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, they just die because they
they
they don't understand the rules.
they can't be in sunlight. You can't swim. What is it? What else? They put in a whole bunch of weaknesses where it's like basically it just sucks to be a vampire. You can't eat regular food.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to drink blood, which if you're a kid, you probably don't know how to acquire that unless
Yeah.
you kill somebody.
Yeah. No, and I had a great example of the random kid in the street just trying to eat that rat.
Yeah.
He tried to save
Yeah.
him, but of course he keeps forgetting that he can't run through the day.
Yeah. And it's sad too because because the way he died was just so seamless.
Yeah.
He just burned up
He
and
was
that's
just
it.
Yeah, because he was hungry.
Yeah.
He saw the rat.
I think that's
pass
what's
by.
cool about this anime is how in most vampire shows or movies they just disintegrate and stuff.
Vampire fiction, yeah.
Yeah,
They just
and-
burn up.
And in this one, it's you just see the flame. You don't see little ashes or anything like that. It's just like he never existed.
Yeah, it's not
You
like
combusted.
yeah, it's not like
You just completely disappear.
yeah, it's not like in JoJo where it's like a vampire gets hit by sunlight and they're like ah.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see the pain or agony. It's just
Yeah, there's no pain. They don't even react. They just keep running and then they just fade away.
Yeah, it's crazy. Insane.
It's like you never existed. But yeah, it's interesting to see like how this series is evolving, and I'm excited to see kind of where this leads into. It's definitely going to be like a huge game changer, because like literally like there's no building left in all of Tokyo. It's all like ground zero.
It's so difficult to like get people interested in this show too.
Yeah, because it's very, very different than what people are used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that beginning kind of throws.
Yeah, it's really tricky. Yeah, it throws you off a curve. But some of these get answered later on, and people don't tend to stay that long.
Yeah, it's a very complex show that it can be very also there's not a lot of action to it, and there's a lot of exposition too, so I could see a lot of people being like, this is boring, right? Like even I've at points I've been like, this show can get very boring and feel like it drags on. But it's very, you have to pay attention too. It doesn't spoon feed you at all, this show.
No, it does not.
No, it doesn't.
You have to pay attention very diligently to kind of know what's going on and everything. So but we can't wait. There's only a couple more episodes to this show as well as it wraps up. So honestly, want to see what's gonna happen. If
what happens to Maida?
What's gonna happen to Maida? And I'm honestly waiting for that confrontation against Rufus.
Oh, Danny boy.
Alucard.
Danny boy.
So we'll see where that goes. And moving on to our next anime, we're going to be talking about Tokyo Revengers, episode 9.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I don't know.
I didn't. Why do I open my mouth sometimes?
Yeah.
I open my mouth.
David
always.
throwing out a prediction, being like, "Oh man, Draken's gonna get stabbed," because, and you know what? It's not baseless. It's not like it's not grounded on anything.
I literally said I want to see how Draken dies.
Yeah, and
we don't know if he's dead yet, boys. Those are kind of chickens before they hatch.
I know we don't. But even, that's a lot of blood on the floor.
But before that,
I know it's not looking good for our boy, but you never know. They could get crazy here.
He got smacked in the head.
Maybe one of Mobius or them or as a doctor. They just decide, you know what? I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to help a person out.
Hey man, it'd be very useful in the gang, like someone be a medic.
A medic in a gang.
One guy's just it's like a middle school gang, but one guy's just 40 years old. And he's like, I just want to protect everybody.
Oh my god! But yeah, we get the big fight. We get the big gang fight. It's awesome, because you think our boys.
I was watching that and I was like, how is Takemichi not getting hit by straight punches or anything? He falls over people, but no one's attacking him. He's just walking through the fight. What's going on?
But you know what? But over all of that though, the thing that I was that made me feel guilty, because I'll be honest, I was with everybody. I was super hyped that oh my god, we're getting that confrontation, we're getting that fight, we're seeing all the officers.
The thing that was hitting me the most is that the day, of course, it was still going on.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about him.
Oh yeah, you guys brought that up last week.
Yeah, because the time is
August 3rd.
Yeah,
why are you just relaxed about it? Why are you just lax about everything? It's not. The day's not over.
And that's the thing. He said the time has changed, everything has moved, but at the same time, it's not.
It's repeating. But
it's repeating in a way. Yeah.
But to go on to my point though, it's what kind of was making me feel guilty about seeing this confrontation. It's I was hyped. We got to see all the officers, do all their cool stuff and stuff, all that. But oh my god, when I was but I also agree with Takemichi. I'm oh wait, no, this isn't supposed to happen. Period. It's this is a hype fight. I get it. It's oh man, the Tokyo Manji gang, versus the Mobius. It's hype.
Yeah.
But I'm just oh shoot, but Takemichi's it's not supposed to happen. It's oh man.
And then he blames himself too. He's oh, did I create this? Was I the fault for doing this?
Yeah.
It's getting complicated now because we're seeing like you guys said, we're seeing things. It's still happening. These confrontations are still happening, but it's just happening in a different way. He's changing history definitely, and it's working. But he can't stop everything, right? It's still going on like the previous Mobius fight. It still happened. It just happened earlier than before it did in the original timeline. And this fight happened in a different way as well. But like it's just it's complex, and the story is really like I said, the story gives me a lot of anxiety because I'm like I don't want Draken to die. I don't want Hina to die. I don't want Akin to die. I don't want anybody to die. But it seems like Takemichi's also feeling the stress too, and he's like getting on himself because he's like, I can't do it. It's not he's all alone, right? He's the only one who knows what's gonna happen, and he can't tell anybody because they're like, you're insane.
In a way, it happened last episode where he felt like he couldn't do anything at that point.
Yeah, like it kind of reminds me of ReZero and kind of like the main character's plight where they can't tell anybody anything, like what they're struggling with. But they have to just use like vague stuff to like maybe make them like kind of just say, oh, you're going through some stuff, I'm here to help you. And like, Hina's like the rock for that.
Like in this episode, he tells him, hey, let's go to the parking lot thing. They switched, they were going some other way, but then they went back to the other way where Takemichi finally remembers where the fight was gonna be at.
But you know what sucks though about like the difference between Takemichi and Subaru's thing though is that like Takemichi, like unlike Subaru, Takemichi can't like rewind time. Like he can rewind time between 2005 and 2017. But other than that, like
if he messes up, forward, he's got to roll with it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Takemichi has one shot and
permadeath.
And permadeath as well. And it's just, you know, it sucks to see because, you know, it's like how Josh said, like, you know, we're like stressing out over this, and I can't imagine our character just doing the same thing. And like he has all the heart, he has, you know, all the strengths that he could do, but it's just not enough. Especially when he's in the battlefield and just
it gets to him. Even it looked like a war zone, and he's struggling at points where he ignores everything around him. The sound just drastically, or how do you say drastically?
It just decreases, and he just focuses all on his thoughts. He tunes everything out.
He's looking for Draken. He's looking for Kiyomasa, but he's like,
he found Kiyomasa.
We
too
thought
too late.
Yeah, too late. Yeah. But we were like, oh, is this? Maybe he could stop him right now, fight him or something. And then we saw the blood on the blade itself, and he said, "I got him." Right?
Yeah.
Like no.
I've said this to everybody before, but I want to say this right here: is that more than the fact that Draken got stabbed, I just hate the fact that Kiyomasa got what he wanted.
Yeah.
I hate him so much.
That guy is such a jerk. I can't stand him. He's just his face.
Yeah, his face, man.
With his grin, you know, being happy that he did it and stuff.
But I have a feeling, since like he didn't change the event of Draken dying, but it is still gonna change because of what Mikey did with
Pe.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying something about that.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna change. It's just that.
So if Draken dies, of course, he's not gonna go evil or like insane, crazy.
Yeah, that's what my feeling is.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's just gonna he's gonna be different compared. When he was talking to the guy, his former teammate, but now he wants him as a teammate. You know,
because they're family.
Like he's still like we're family, right? Like I'm not gonna abandon you, even though you messed up here. Like we're family.
And damn, I felt that, man.
Yeah, man, it was powerful. Yeah. Powerful. Like, you know.
I was like,
that was the embodiment of like a fantastic leader, right? Like he just Mikey, you know, he comes off as like kind of a weird guy. He's not very like big or anything like that. He's kind of aloof, but like when he needs to buckle down and like lead his team, he's gonna lead his team.
He kind of learned it for Draken, you know.
Yeah,
all of that was all from Draken, and now that whole change happened, you know, it changed him in a way, like Omar said.
Hey, but above all else, though, Hanma, new character that got introduced. Was it Takemichi knows nothing about him? He just kind of shows up out of nowhere, and apparently he's like either strong as or even stronger than Mikey.
Yeah.
So that's
because he blocked Mikey's kick, and Mikey's kick is like supernatural superpowers to it.
So
thing just takes down anybody.
Oh, his fist.
Yeah, sin and punishment.
Great tattoos, by the way.
So I'm like,
that was the point too, where Takemichi was like, what is happening? Like, time is changing, but it's like,
who's this guy?
It's like stuff is being added in.
Yeah.
Like stuff is still being complicated here.
Like we were confused too.
Like I feel this show, like I feel really bad for Takemichi in the show because he doesn't know what to expect. Like we've been talking about, like he gets one shot to do this and he's got random stuff thrown at him. Like in the beginning he was like, okay, I need to save Hina.
No, well,
but now he's like, I need to save Akun, I need to save Draken, I need to save everybody.
So he had some type of gameplay, you know. He had an actual gameplay, how I'm gonna do this and that, and slowly it's starting to change that he can't have a plan. It's mostly like act during that moment. At that time he's got a critical think.
He's got to roll with the punches.
The stuff.
Because more people get involved in his life that he cares about. Because like I said before, it was just Hina that he cared about, that he wanted to save. But now it's like, oh, he formed a good relationship with Draken, and now he's like, oh well, crap, I gotta save Draken too. And then Akun, you know, commits suicide later on in his life, and he's like, I have to save Akun so he doesn't get put in that situation, be forced to do that.
Yeah, man, this show's
so it's like, oh, it's a big mess for him. Honestly, if I was Takemichi, I'd be like, a huge mess.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I don't blame him for crying all the time, so I would too. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Draken, if he is dead or not. Hopefully not, but we'll see you next episode. And with that,
it's too good for him to die.
Yes. Love his shirt. Anyways, we move on to the next anime. Joran, the Princess of Snow and Blood, episode 10.
Flashback.
Yes.
Of
Jin. Yes, last episode we were revealed that he was the murderer.
Nope.
And now we get to see his backstory.
From what happened to him. You know, what was his whole beginnings of how everything happened, if anything, you know, in general.
So I should probably ask, what do you guys think of this episode in regards to like
I was
Yuri's
bored.
Yeah.
I was so bored out of my mind. Like literally last week, there was a little hope. I was like, okay, now we have a new character. I kind of, you know, give some things I like about this character. You know, we get to see more, maybe. No, we go back.
Now she's just gone completely.
Yeah, so now we get to go back to Jin and his very serious tones of everything.
So serious.
And I'm just like,
his serious tones in that he was the one who did the massacre.
Oh,
yes.
no.
That's the thing for me. I didn't have an issue with this episode as much as these two were. The thing is that it was kind of like I said, it's kind of too late on this anime. Like it would have fit.
It's not even like I have an issue with like this episode or and stuff like that. It's just that I have an issue with the show at this point. Like we're so far in and the show is giving me nothing to really care about. So even if an episode's like decent, it's still just not enough to make me want to care.
Like literally everybody's just dying left and right.
Well, that was I don't even count that part at that point. Like from like episode 1 to 7 or 1 to 7, right?
Yeah, like 1 to 7 is just like it feels like a completely different show.
It was
almost.
just rushing. Yeah, it was going so far past that I'm like, whoa, what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this throughout the whole episodes, and now we get to this point. It finally time to like slow down.
Yeah.
That episode was last episode was fine, and then this episode is fine, but it's so
too little,
upsetting.
too late.
Yeah, too little, too late. That's what's upsetting about it. And his whole background story, it was somewhat generic for me.
Yeah.
It was. I was just gonna say the same thing. It was very like generic, tragic backstory, kind of, you know, anti-hero backstory.
Yeah.
Because the reason why is that I didn't have the connection too much to him. Like, for him in the show, he came out like once in a while, popped in, popped out, but it's like literally pop in, popping out. And now he comes onto the show itself like completely, and now we have to care.
Yeah.
That's what's upsetting. That's what's upsetting about the show.
Like, why even bother?
Yeah. This is like the reverse of a Promised Neverland season 2, where I started like, finally you guys slowed down, but it's kind of too late. But so episode was just fine for what it was.
Honestly, I'm with David. I don't have anything to complain about the episode. Like I said, the generic tragic backstory where he's like, I didn't want to kill everybody, but I had to because the leaders told me to and stuff like that. And it's like, but like David said, we're on episode. It's gonna be episode 11 next week, and we have one episode left, and it's like. You waited, like, if you had this as, like, the second episode, I'd be like, that's pretty good. Like, this show's not that bad. Yeah. But it's episode 10, and you're finally just showing backstory for one of our main characters of the show. Yeah. It's like, dude.
And that's the reason why, for me, this episode did feel bad, because it's like, there was nothing, like, to me, there was, like, nothing of substance, really.
The thing is that they should have made us care about this guy way back earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they just tossed him aside because we needed to care about the other 3 girls.
Yeah, despite
that
dying.
Yeah,
I think.
And like I said before, that just is a problem with the show itself. Like the pacing is just trying to fit 3 separate books into one 12-episode story. It's just a recipe for disaster. You're not gonna get a good show out of it. You're just gonna be really rushed. None of the characters are gonna feel like characters. They're just gonna feel like actors going through the motions. Like if this show at this point is like it failed. It failed to do what it wanted to do. It's very ambitious, and if they just like, even if they were like, okay, we're gonna make 3 seasons and 1 season per thing, like that would be fine. But like clearly they didn't have the budget to do it. Clearly they didn't have the promise that they were gonna make 3 seasons. So they were like, we need to rush everything into 1 season, and then it turns out like this. And there's a lot of promise in this show. Like I think it has a cool concept. I think it's a cool setting. I think some of the characters are interesting, but it's just it doesn't know how to do that with the time constraint or anything like that. It just resorts to.
And I'm not gonna fault this show for that too, because this is, I think, their second anime. This is a brand new studio, I think, from what I see from their categories. I mean, their other their first show and stuff. So, tough.
But even with that logic though, like if it was like your first or second, you come in strong.
Yeah.
You come
depending. There's studios that have failed.
Yeah.
Depending, because if it's a brand new studio, like they're super green. Like they don't know like what they're like, not like what they're doing, but like how to, like they haven't mastered the craft yet.
Yeah. It takes some time. Not only like
I always point to like, look at like Kyoto Animation. Look at their animation when they started out, right? Like it was frankly horrible. And now they are like one of the best looking studios in all of animation history at this point.
I love Full Metal Panic Fumofu. It's like my favorite comedy anime of all time. I'm not even sarcastic. I'm being legitimate here.
I just like with this show, like honestly, it feels like a chore. It feels like a chore to just watch at this point, and I'm just like, I can't wait to be over.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
let's move on to our other anime.
Yes, more interesting.
Yeah.
Anime.
SSSS DYNAZENON episode 10.
It was amazing.
Yeah, the whole.
I love. Personally, in the beginning when I was first watching DYNAZENON, I was like, yo, this is really good. I hope they can keep it up. And from what I've seen, they've kept it up. Like this episode, it rounded up so many different storylines and story arcs. Like Minami finally gets closure.
Yes.
It's building up the whole season for closure, and she finally gets it. And the whole struggle with Yomogi, like he's beating himself up to try and try and let her know that it's not real and stuff like that. Because we've seen stuff like this before where a character gets trapped in like an era and they don't want to leave, and they just stay there, and they need to be forced out because that's not their real life, but they're just so content where they are. And it was really empowering to see, Yomogi go and save everyone. As the leader of DYNAZENON itself, the soul body of DYNAZENON, he goes and helps everybody.
Yeah, and it really showed that like him himself, like have the willpower, have the strength to like save everybody.
Yeah, he felt he was the main character.
Yeah, he was. He was. And
Yeah.
Every time he goes into a memory, it's awesome. Like,
it
shatters.
It was his time to shine.
Yeah, man. He shatters like the memories they have. And like, yo, like, hey, this is not real. This is just your memories. Like, we go back.
Like, like to the prior episodes of this show, if like it was like a standard show, but when it came to this this episode, you felt those hits. You felt the anger. You felt the how they felt at a couple of these scenes. Even when what's his name? Starts with the G. I mean Galma. Yeah, that whole scene, it really hit me. I was like, damn, this is how they died? Whoa.
Yeah, Galma betrays them for the country and for the princess.
Yes.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, man, it's insane. And there's a lot of amazing shots in this episode alone, like especially with Auntie when Mogi, he breaks his memory, and like you just see a glass shard like his old self, and then you see Night like pass by him.
Yeah,
like,
that was a cool shot.
That's cool because we didn't get into his thing because we've been through it. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that was a
and
wise choice.
speaking also, kind of to capitalize off what Omar was saying about the animation and stuff like that. Like, not just the breaking animation, but I love the filter they put on for the memories too. They got like this separate grainy filter that they put on, and I just think it's so aesthetically pleasing to like tell the difference between the memory world and the real world. And then when Yomogi breaks, especially like Minami's perception, her memories, he breaks it and the world instantly goes back to normal, and Minami's like her normal height and everything, but it hasn't changed. Like, he didn't pull her out of that era yet, and he's like, you have to go stop your sister.
Yeah.
And that moment's just great all around, super emotional, where she's hugging her and everything, and she finally finds out that it was just an accident this whole time, that she wasn't actually suicidal, because that was haunting her. What could I have done to make her not suicidal, but to find out that it was an accident, and to see that she just slipped off as she was singing. It felt good to know that Minami gets closure for what happened to her sister.
Yes.
And then I like the fact that our main MC, or the guy, he ends up the girl tells him like, hey, can you leave us two to talk to each other? And he's like, all right, then I'll go. I'll go.
Yeah, and he goes over to save Koyomi.
Yeah, so we get a sense of his growth in a way. So he trusts her and she trusts him, and bam, he ended up going for the teammates.
Yeah.
Rush for the teammates.
Also, Koyomi too. He gets closure on his thing, because he always wanted to know if his life would be different if he went with that girl who had all the money, and he kind of finds out that it wouldn't really be any different because she doesn't even know if it's real. And then all the money just scatters everywhere, and it kind of implies that where he is at life in like his neat state is like, it's okay to be like that. Like, he wasn't going to get rich by going with her and making a different decision and stuff like that.
And it's cool that this episode does that. It gives gives everyone in the group like their moments of the memories and stuff. Like, 'cause usually we have like, these last episodes, like they have their moment, they have like their episode. This one's like, we're a team where like this very like strange powered kaiju comes in, and it's very interesting like how they handle the enemy itself, like especially when Goldburn, saves the last two that are like still in the real world, and just like hopefully they come out. And yeah, man, it's just a good episode. Honestly, this is like
there's a lot of thematic semblance and a lot of symbolism in this episode to take from it, right? Like even though the latter half had like the crazy transformation and stuff like that, I feel like this show just
that first transformation, that first one, right?
No, the second.
Yeah. No, not the second one.
The cape was magnificent, bro. What do you mean?
But I feel like this show just has a lot to like. It had a different motive than most mecha shows. It wanted to tell a unique, character-driven story, and that's why I really like about this show. And I'm glad they kept it that way, because a lot of shows, they start off with like strong character development and stuff like that, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna actually tell a story now. But this show has been very faithful to its original way of storytelling the whole time.
And I just wonder how they're gonna close it, because we're already on episode 10, and just 2 more episodes.
Only a couple more episodes left, and then we're done.
Yes.
I hope Minami and Yomogi get together and they have a kiss scene. I want to see that so bad, dude. I want my ship to sail, please.
And I kind of didn't also answer the question with Gaimon, with like the one he's looking for.
Gamma.
Is it the princess?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's implied to be the princess, not the. Because I think from last week, I think you, David and Josh were like, maybe it was the sister.
Yeah, that was just a theory.
That was just a theory, but it's pretty much implied that it's actually a princess of a country. Like it seems like the kaiju eugenicists were actually like high-ranking members of the country at one point. And and what I got from the story was that Galma killed them because he was loyal to their country, and when the eugenicists wanted to revolt because they weren't treated properly, he wasn't down with that. Because he loved the princess so much and wanted to serve her.
One thing I noticed was that the dark skin, the other member, the one with the hat, like he wasn't present at all. So I think it's implied that he probably joined like later, or that he was from like a different time period. I think. So.
He's always actually been the most neutral out of everyone. Because everyone else is very strong against Galma, and they're very much like, I don't like him, stuff like that. Even Mujina, who originally was what are you gonna say, David?
I'm gonna give you I think he might be a kaiju. Just like Knight was, or
because of the way they act, they're kind of similar in their tone, kind of monotone.
Yeah, I feel like he might be the last one. The last enemy, at least.
Interesting. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, because we don't get nothing from him other than just serving both of the teams. Not only one.
He's like I say, he's very neutral. He's very, compared to everyone else on the team, even Mujina, who was neutral in the beginning but now had like a complete personality change after her episode. So but he's always been the most neutral. Even when they were all disappearing, he was like, I guess this is happening. He wasn't freaking out at all or anything.
Yeah. With that, let's move on to the next anime, because there's a lot to talk about. Vivy Fluorite, Ice Song, episode 11.
Everybody failed.
Oh man, this episode was haunting. I really didn't like them. The way they showed like the massacre happening with like just the happy music trucks just smoking people on the street.
It's cool though, because it literally reenacts the first episode we saw of the show. So it was like
pretty much to a T as well. There was like very few differences other than like obviously Diva being there.
Yeah, so I think we were seeing the side view of it at that point. We were getting similar scenes, but at the same time we were getting a different position since Diva was there now. Compared to her being asleep. That's the thing. That's what got me thinking. Like, so that Diva that's there is still there, sleeping.
Yes.
He was gonna press the
in a way.
button,
Yes, because he obviously they went back in time, and Diva Vivy finally gets all those Matsumoto's orders and all that stuff to do everything we've been up to at this point, and then when we see Vivy come back to that present time, she's still sitting down there. So it is
well actually what I took from that was that he assumed at that point that, because in the very first one, you know how Vivy wakes up in the first scene and rushes out of the building and stuff like that? Well, in the very first episode, she doesn't wake up, so that's what he does. Like, she still is sleeping there and stuff like that, and then he sends Matsumoto, the robot, back in time. So because I say because I wanted to believe that way, because if it's not that way and it's actually just like a time loop, then they have a time paradox, because he never pressed the button to send Matsumoto back in time. So how could Matsumoto be there right now doing the Singularity Project if he never pressed the button? Like, it's a paradox. So I like to think that it's like an alternate universe and stuff like that.
Yeah, because he doesn't press the button, of course, that allows her, his robot to come up. So
yeah, that's why I say it has to be a different like universe. Like it has to be, the same diva couldn't have woken up, but she did this time, and that's why the timeline's different. He doesn't press the button.
So I guess that diva is technically not active in a way.
Yeah.
In a strange way, I don't know.
It's confusing. I feel like they kind of glossed over that aspect, but that's the problem with like time travel shows. They sometimes get a little mixed up in their like quantum physics. But
I was just
either way, we're just gonna look at it. We're not gonna look at the semantics too much. It's a show about the end of the world and AIs. So
they failed it.
They failed, but obviously with Diva being there, it changes the game.
Yeah. She's literally like the one character that's been involved in this whole project for like 100 years. Like, like she even like the doctor even stated like, I'm so sorry that like I didn't realize that like how hard of a toll this is gonna put to you because you've literally been trying to protect us for 100 years. You've been acting out this mission that protocol that I've given out to you guys. So. Yeah,
like literally Matsumoto the doctor's like, oh my gosh. All you were born to do was to sing, and now I have like the fate of the world resting on your shoulders, and it's probably like going against all of your programming to do this.
Yeah.
But it changes, change Vivy, and then
it was upsetting with the doctor too, that his plan was a failure.
Yeah, it hurt me too because it's been 100 years in the making and everyone's dying, right? Like imagine how horrifying that would be to see that and be like, well, we failed.
Yeah,
it was a failure.
I like one of the Toak guys even mentioned that like, oh, of course it's not gonna work. This is a thing that happens only in movies.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Oh, speaking of that, like with the resistance and saying that they were right all along.
Yeah.
And but we get a surprise guest. We get a surprise.
Elizabeth from the Space Hotel arc is here.
Yeah,
but not really.
Her data was uploaded into a different android, and she's not affected either.
Yeah,
because she was never updated.
Yeah,
she's ancient.
Turns out that like these AI that's never been updated to the archive.
Because the archive's the bad guy, and the archive was waiting for Vivy to make her revolutionary song to start the movement, the AI destruction movement.
Yep. So
that's
insane. So all of these events pretty much had nothing to do with it. It was literally because of the fact that Vivy made the song, and the archive has been literally planning to end human life for a while. Yeah. Long while, but
because it probably got so smart that I was like, we don't need humans anymore.
Yeah.
We're self-sufficient.
The classic Terminator, futuristic dystopian, idea plot.
It's like with that first episode you said it was like Terminator and like Mega Man.
It is Terminator. Yeah, it is Terminator / Mega Man X because it's like, you combine the two elements and this is what you get. And like, and now I think you mentioned that like, it has an element of iRobot in there as well.
Yeah, so. It really does with the whole not updating the old robots. So, we'll see, man. It's getting intense. It's maybe one more episode or
I think
more.
So, yeah.
So we'll see if they save humanity. And with that, we move on to the next anime. Oh man, To Your Eternity, episode 8.
This one's I feel like these recent episodes especially have been very mellow, and I don't mind it. I don't mind.
No, I appreciated it.
I don't mind the fact that we're just sticking to something more mellow, something more normal. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, me too. Honestly,
I don't want to get hurt.
And I think this show's not promised you that, because honestly, there's scenes, and even in this episode, where like I'm just like, oh my god,
I feel bad.
I feel bad, yeah.
Because obviously, Gugu, man, like we're following his story. Like Fushi's on the side. He has funny antics here and there, but like it's literally Gugu right now.
Yeah, because they had an argument.
Yeah, they had a whole dispute of like who's. Oh no, because the old man put liquor in him.
Yeah.
Without his permission.
Apparently, human beings have an organ where you could be able to smuggle whatever in it, and the old man's like, oh, it's like there's a thing in you that like you got liquor. That's why you're so plump. You got liquor on your in your gut.
Yeah, I hated the fact that like that old lady. Oh, I hate that. I highly dislike that old lady because like she's just so lazy and uncaring. She's like complains the whole time. I wish Gugu was here, but she's like, I don't want to go look for him. Screw that. I just want to stay here. I'm like, you lazy ass.
I didn't take it like that.
What?
Because you're talking the old lady that's in the house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way she, she like, I feel like she's malicious in some aspects. Like she might be like, oh, cute old lady and stuff like that, but even with Fushi and stuff, she was just gonna run away and let him die when he was fighting that plant and stuff like that. Like obviously Fushi can't die, but you know what I mean. And then but with Gugu, like she's like, I wish Gugu was here so he could cook for us, but then she doesn't even bother looking for him. Like he could be dead out there and no one's going to look for him. I felt like, dang dude, that sucks. Like why is no one going after Gugu? He's like, I thought he was really important to the story and everything.
Fushi got upset with him because he was experimenting on him too, in a way.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, it kind of hit him too in the same way because both of them are technically monsters in a way.
They both experienced the same.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Actually, we saw that between both of them in a way where he's struggling, where he's trying his best to be a human, and I guess with the old lady, she wants him to learn on his own so he could become a human technically.
Yeah, and it's
the
whole when Gugu was trying to go back to work and the dad part. Oh man, that was tough because
kids are cruel, man. So cruel.
Yeah.
No, it was cruel in general with him and wearing his helmet and stuff. How everyone in the damn town is like, oh, he's a monster and all that stuff.
It's I don't blame them because it's just a natural reaction to seeing something like that. You don't see that every day, It's like, oh, what the hell, But like, obviously with how the anime interpreted, like you don't react to that to anybody,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like especially I want to capitalize on I want to talk about like the kid that like the dad, great person. He's great. He gave Gugu a job, he treated him like a normal person even after, everyone calls him a monster and stuff like that. But his son, man, oh my goodness. Yeah. Him being like, I don't want him in our house. He gives us a bad name. So I was like, dude.
I respect sometimes Gugu too, because even though he's like, should I put the helmet on or not? I was like, screw it. I don't care what people think about me. If I was in his place, I was like, I'll wear the helmet and cry all the time, man.
I mean, yeah, same actually.
Man.
I mean, he was at that point too. Like when he has the helmet off and like the kid washes him or something like that. Yeah. And he's like just crying there, man. Just seeing Gugu is just like, damn, man. Like it's like I said with March, man. Like you just want to jump in the screen and help them, man. It's just,
you really do.
It's tough. This anime is tough to watch, but you want to watch more.
This anime is just, it's gonna pull at your heartstrings. It's gonna make you feel really, and bad. But that's good. That's good. That shows that the anime is a good anime because it makes you feel things when you watch it.
It cares about the characters, above all else, and that's what you're drawn to.
You know what's crazy too? I guess the relationship he wanted he didn't feel for it at all at that point. Because when he went to sell his ring, the ring the girl gave him, he was just gonna sell it like right away. But I like what he said. Like even though like it would give me a lot of money, I'm still a monster. I still look like a monster.
It's not gonna change his like status in society.
Yeah. And I was like, damn.
And the whole thing with the brother, man.
The brother, yeah.
That was sad too.
That was some like like straight up being the better man in the situation. Like, yeah, he's your shitty brother, but
he's not his brother.
Yeah, no,
he's straight up.
He did one last favor and was like, "You're no longer my brother."
Yeah,
but like here, have the ring.
But that's something you like. A lot of people would do though. Like like you're my brother, you're a piece of shit, but I'll help you one last time. And
Yeah.
that was powerful.
But after that, I'm gone.
No, yeah, it was powerful shit.
Yeah, I love his reasoning behind helping his brother too, because he's like, well, you know, he's still my blood, right? Like, selling this ring, you get me money, but it wouldn't, nothing else would change other than I'd have more money.
Yeah.
And he's like, at least maybe my brother, because he's not deformed like me, can like actually move up in the world.
Yeah.
And use this for good.
We'll see. But I'm just glad I had a little happy ending with the monsters having a little dance.
Yeah, that was nice.
Oh,
Nice.
we had Fuji actually like face kind of his fear, because he wasn't gonna want to go in the forest, but you know, he wanted to go save. He finally had the courage to go for Gugu. Yeah. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it also shows that Fushi's developing like actual. He's not just like. He actually has feelings for people now. Like, he's not just developing like their traits and stuff like that. He actually wanted to see Gugu again because he wanted to learn more and he wanted to, you know, have his friend back. And like that was really important for Fushi as well, his character development, because he tried to kick it by himself and he just was like, this sucks, I can't do it anymore.
Yep. So we'll see what happens with Gugu and Fushi growing up together more. And
growing up as an adult, right? That's
yeah,
what he said, right?
So I'm just, you know, like every week, I'm always scared to see what's next, but always excited.
Jeez.
Can't wait, man. With that, we move on to our next anime, My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 11.
Yay!
Finally, this arc is over.
Yeah.
Thank God.
This arc lasted, you know, 11 episodes. This arc lasted 11 episodes, okay?
Yeah.
But in the actual My Hero world, it was like 3 hours maybe that passed.
Welcome
11 episodes for 3 hours. That's like some One Piece fight nonsense.
Welcome to the world of shonen anime, where 5 minutes can turn into 40 episodes. But yeah, you know, Josh has a point. You know, we're finally done. But of course, you know, just because everything is done doesn't mean we can't reminisce, right?
Of course not, bro. We gotta have our flashbacks.
Gotta have our flashbacks. So literally half the episode was littered with it, you know?
We even have flashbacks of this episode.
We have flashbacks of this episode. We have flashback from season 3, season 2. And, you know, why not? Just throw in that one scene where, like, where Deku first meets with All Might.
Yes.
Where All Might's like,
we love seeing that
the
scene.
chosen
And
one.
then
Yeah.
the current flashbacks where we actually see the beginning of the tournament, where we see the other teammates fight again.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Like
Flashback City. No wonder they could stretch it over for 11 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's funny because if you actually think about the fight itself, it lasted like what, 2 minutes?
2 minutes, probably.
Yeah.
Because Deku, if anything, Deku mostly took on Nato for a little bit, and then took on Shinso.
What's her name? Urachaka? Yeah, she took care of like a cult, the other 3, right?
No, she clutched it for everybody.
Yeah.
She
She
knocked.
literally did. This was like her MVP moment, dude. She clutched it for everybody. She was smart enough to like
saves
capture.
Deku. She saves Deku, and she gets rid of your most loved character.
Oh, jeez.
The best character in the whole show. Yeah, I love
He
him.
couldn't shut his mouth. He was a balloon floating. I was like, just push him in there. Just put him in the cage. So
I know,
don't
she's
have to
just
hear
looking at him,
Yeah.
and I'm like, dude, he's gonna like break free or something. Just put him in the cage. It's right there.
Okay, but props to Uraka though, like for her growing up as a character, because she knows that he could copy, and maybe she thought, okay, he could copy the brain controlling guy.
Yeah.
So if I just shut up, you know, don't say anything to trigger it, like I could get him to jail.
Yeah,
easily.
she literally answered, like, when he was like, "Oh, do you know how many powers I could control?" She was like, 3. She showed it with her finger. She was like 3.
So I really appreciate that.
I know. I'm fed up with that guy.
Damn.
I can't stand that guy, dude. He's one of the most annoying beings in all of the My Hero Academia universe.
Main protagonist, right?
No, he's a side character.
Support character.
He wants to be a side character, man.
He's a supporting character that will transcend.
He's a supporting character, man. He's gonna outshine Deku, man. Can't wait for that day.
I like how he had like the triangle of like the
Jeez.
main characters. It's Todoroki, Bakugo, and
Deku, yeah.
And he's like, you see him growing.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Jeez.
Oh.
It's like he saw the poster for the next movie.
He's like, oh, I'm trapped in Class B. I'm never gonna be a main character.
Yeah.
And then we see our
Could be a B character.
what's the brain controlling guy's name?
Shinso?
Yes,
Yeah.
this was obviously a test for him to get promoted to either Class A or Class B. I don't know. The hero class.
Basically, no. But the thing is that the whole thing was set up where like, oh, whatever class wins, gets to have Shinso as like their classmate.
Oh.
But like it was also set up where it was like, oh, but Shinso, this is also a test for you, and you know you didn't win both your battles. You won one, but you didn't win the other one. That's why Shinso took it as kind of like a loss in a sense, because he's like, oh boy, I'm not as prepared.
See,
as
I got
thought
confused there. I was like,
it's a layered thing. The thing is, it's a layered thing because it's like you have the whole thing that was set up where it was like Class A versus Class B. You know, whoever wins, like, oh, you could have Shinso. But then for Shinso, it was like, oh, you're involved in both the Class A and Class B thing, but you only won one.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting.
it is very interesting. I know.
And that's the end of this arc.
Yeah.
Hopefully a new opening maybe. And
Oh yeah, and he manages to at least use for a second or two his new ability out of nowhere. You know, when the rope things with Deku.
Yeah, but he found out very quickly that power just makes him like disabled for like 2 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So he can't handle it with his little puny baby body.
Jeez.
Yeah, hopefully he gets it better.
Yeah, because seeing Deku do that is cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully he goes through puberty.
Oh god. That will happen through time, man. And with that, we move on to the last anime we have today. Dragon Quest Dai, episode 35.
Yeah.
And this Chu, the mouse fighter, we'll see what
Little rat.
yeah, was he
The little fat rat, as mom puts it.
yeah,
Chu.
was he powerful? Was he all that was hyped up to
No,
be?
he wasn't.
No, he's trash. He's trash, dude.
Well, I like how they said that, like, even though he trained, like his training was legitimate, but like they mentioned like, oh, the reason why it didn't work is because his limbs were too short. I'm like, what? Come on, man.
That was-
Really?
I felt that, man. I felt that for him.
Oh man, but unfortunately, Chu got knocked out of the tournament.
Yeah.
Tournament. Yeah, and then
Oh, because of the tournament,
yeah, and then we have our top 8 fighters.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how the top 8, like how the battles are gonna go.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see mom get the sword.
Yeah, I can't wait too. Which
Oh,
anime is
never
that?
mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I like
Never
how
mind.
all the fights were pretty quick, till we got to the top 8,
Yeah.
Till we got to the top 8, and the reason why is because
And then they get kidnapped in the random flesh prison cell
Yep.
that comes out of the ground.
Yep. It was a trap. It was a net. It was a living net.
And we thought it was gonna be the short guy, but guess what?
It's his son.
The taller guy. Zamza.
Samsa
Uh,
He talks the same.
laughs the same.
And hey, maybe
Like
even
father, like son.
Yeah, man.
Like like son.
And he's pretty powerful with spells and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he kept mentioning his dad too.
Mm-hmm. It was
With,
like I'm
with
the-
Dai.
Yeah, it's like my department is not like the Dark Lords, but I do research. So he is basically the creepy.
Testing.
Yeah, he turned himself into a test subject.
He's the nerd.
The nerd that's gonna get it done, and the way he does that is that he turned himself into a chimera.
Yes, and it's
A
funny.
really ugly demon.
And it's funny because we were just talking about it amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, man, what happened to all the monsters?
Yeah, it's like we haven't literally the gang has not fought any monsters. I want to say since Flazard.
Yeah,
His
his demons, and I guess you could say the dragons as well.
Yeah.
But they really didn't do anything.
No,
Yeah,
not really.
no,
They
no,
were
they
barely even a threat. But yeah, we finally get to see a monster.
Yeah, and God, I don't like it.
No.
Well, he's
I
supposed to
don't
look
like it
ugly.
either.
Yeah,
gross.
yeah, he looks gross because he's combined with different creatures. He's an abomination.
Yeah, he's not supposed to look cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a little cool.
No. How is an abomination supposed to look cool?
I don't know.
Hey man, if he gets the job done, he gets the job done, right?
If he takes out Deku,
Oh damn.
Deku, oh no.
I mean, die.
Oh no! All the shonens are trying.
Get out of my head, My Hero Academia.
Is Deku gonna die?
No,
Has
but
Deku become Dai?
But yeah, if Dai, Dai is having trouble with him too.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause he's finding out he can't technically touch him. Every time he hits him, nothing happens.
Like it happens, but like he takes the blow more than like what is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
It's basically the Goku versus Android 19 fight.
Yes.
It's doing a lot of damage, but at the same time, it's like, what's going on? It's not working. It's like, oh, he's absorbing it.
Yeah. Exactly. That's that.
Makes him stronger.
That's that trope.
And while our top 8 are inside the prison trying to break out, nothing
Mom becomes
happening.
a damsel of distress.
Why? Why, Mom?
Despite her being like super powerful and like Alpha Chun-Li now, she's just relegated again. Dai has to save the day again.
It's funny because she's just looking at the others, but she's not trying to hit the thing. Like the last thing.
Because she's trying to figure out like what's the weak point or whatever. So
Does she say?
no, but you could tell like her.
She just looks up. That's all I saw.
Basically, David's not giving her the benefit of the doubt.
I am, bro. I love Mom. She's smarter than you think, David.
Well, maybe next episode, man. But not that episode.
Yeah.
That episode, she's looking into space, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all killing me.
She's like, what's going on?
Y'all killing me here. But hopefully, Dai, the gang can save Ma, or Ma saves herself because she's an independent, strong woman.
Hopefully.
I was curious. Why wasn't Pop helping in?
Because this isn't Pop's episode.
This isn't Pop's episode. Pop is he's gonna narrate the battle. That's his job.
I like Gomichi did more than Pop.
Yeah.
Gomichi, if anything, is saving Cheward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At least Chu went in there too.
Sure. With his stubby little arms.
Yeah, and Pop is just. I guess he's protecting the king. I
Sure.
guess.
Yeah,
we can say that.
Pop's main role is to be the narrator of the ultimate fight battle that's happening right now. Someone's got to commentate it.
Someone's got to, man. It's a very important role.
Someone has to explain what's going on to the viewer.
And with that, let's wrap up the anime.
That wraps up our anime. We move on to our news.
Yes, anime news.
The first thing we're going to talk about is the new film Belle. It gets a trailer, and I think it looks really cool. Based off of what we've seen in the trailer, because, up until this point, we got, like, images and stuff.
Anyways,
what?
It's by the same art studio, is it? Or director?
Same studio. No, same
same
director. No, same director. Same director.
Yeah, same director. So yeah, it's gonna look similar to it. I like that it's gonna be a weird, modern, futuristic Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that's
Looks good.
Interesting take. I like Robbie said, it reminded me a lot of Summer Wars and like how the two worlds and how they're gonna collide with each other. And the beast itself is very cool design, I like to say, and obviously the animations in the trailer is spectacular.
No, well, what Robbie was saying is it's sort of like Digimon in a way, where I think what happens within the digital website or the internet itself, it's happening in the real world, because you could see in the trailer like something's happening, like fires happening, and then in the real world it's burning a building and stuff like that. That's what I saw from the trailer.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like the first movie.
Yeah.
It's like the first Digimon movie where like a Digi egg that like pops up from the internet starts eating like a whole bunch of data and like starts messing up like a whole lot of like it messes up electronics all over around the world. Like cash registers are like all of a sudden like charging like exorbitant prices, and like clocks, and like the internet is like crashing and stuff, and so it's causing havoc all over.
Yeah, I don't think they go into the world. It's more like they're doing it from like their phones or like that, and we're the ones that go into the thing. That's what I look at it, at least.
Interesting. I mean, there's a lot of theories could come up with.
It's we're only going off of what the trailer is about. So.
But yeah, it's interesting.
Very cool trailer. I recommend it. It's coming out soon. I think the window last time we talked about it was like in July, maybe.
July of this year.
So we will see. But check out for that.
Yeah, like in Japan, I think it's coming out July 16.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't know anywhere else in the world other than Japan.
One day before my birthday.
Heck yeah. Cool. And with that, we move on to other anime news. We have
Stonks.
Yeah, Stonks with MyAnimeList. And apparently they got Kadokawa invested with MyAnimeList.
And if you guys
a lot of money. A lot of money. Into Mal.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what Kadokawa is, it is a huge Japanese light novel publishing company, and they put in a lot of money into Mal and MyAnimeList.
And as a user who uses Mal a lot, I could already see developments happening. Like they have a new Mal X Japan shop now that you can go on. It's in like beta right now, but they're hoping to completely release that soon. And they also mentioned that we're probably going to get like complete UI updates, because if you have ever used Mal, you know that the UI is pretty ancient. It feels like you're rocking 2010 firmware on that site. So I'd like to see some cool updates with that.
Yeah,
and
it's going to be also multiple language support. So now the data is going to be in like multiple languages now. So it's going to be helpful for other people that like anime. You know, like
because there's a really large foreign community on Mal that like from people from Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Brazil, they all use that site. So it'd be great if you're able to switch the language to your native language.
Yeah, that is very interesting. I mean, I've only been exposed to the app version of Mal. So
Mal doesn't have an app right now. They're gonna make one by when they obviously get the investment. That's one of their main things. I think they're gonna include is app support.
There's an app, Josh. There's an app for
there really is an app. I didn't know that.
I
thought you just used the browser version.
There's an app for Mal.
Well, anyways,
we all learn new things.
No, but they're improving the application too.
Yeah.
Including dark mode.
Ooh.
So now you could instead of seeing a white screen, you'll see the dark screen.
I'm really glad about that, because late at night when I'm watching anime at 3 a.m. and I go on Mal, my eyes just bleed.
It's cool. They're also having social functions now, so now you could talk to people within the website itself.
Before like a chat box or something?
Kind of like that, I think so.
DMs, I guess.
Yeah.
That would be good.
So you could talk to other users.
Because they have the form system locked down, so if they add DMs with your friends and stuff, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Just little things to improve the website more, because
all good news from Mal, man. Like if you're a big fan of the site, look forward to it for more quality of life improvements, honestly. And with that, we move on to next news.
And this one we'll move on to our gaming news. This one's gonna be all you Shin Megami Tensei V fans out there. A huge leak happened in regards to the content that's getting released, and a big one is the release date, actually, not even a window. Release date. So if you guys have been keeping up with Shin Megami Tensei V, you guys know that the game is going to be Atlus's first. I believe it's going to be the first game. It's going to be having a simultaneous Japanese release as well as a worldwide release. And with that being said, the leak did state that apparently November 11th is going to be the date.
Because I think the game was going to be released through the Nintendo Direct, but because of the leak,
Are you talking about the information or like the game itself?
Information.
The information.
Information. Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think so too. E3 is literally right around the corner.
Yeah.
Like as of recording, it's going to be happening like a week from now or so, even less, I think. And we're getting this info a little early. And like I said, it's not just the release date itself, but also Also, the content that we're getting as well. We're going to be getting a deluxe edition, of course, and all the different stuff that's going to be coming with, as well as like a synopsis of like what the main character's name is, the world, Da'at,
yes.
which is a desert world. So any fans of Shin Megami Tensei 3, you guys are getting your desert world back.
Very exciting.
Yeah, your desert world, as well as over 200 demons as well to recruit and whatnot, and also
I'm really glad that it usually sucks when leaks come out, but I'm actually really glad that this leak came out because Shin Megami Tensei fans, they've been kind of thirsty for years. They've been starving, dying of thirst in their desert world from Shin Megami Tensei 3.
I still remember when that E3, well, not E3, when that Nintendo Play presentation happened back in January 2017 when they're showing off.
Damn,
I'm going back.
He remembers.
I do remember because like I was on voice call with a couple friends, and when the Shin Megami Tensei announcement happened, that one I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get it. But the funny thing was like I was one of the only few people that actually had the hindsight to actually think that like, okay, this is like a trailer that they barely came up with. It's super early in development. We're not going to be getting this for like a good few years, and lo and behold, we're here in 2021.
I think the biggest part was basically just like we didn't get any information about it for 3 years after that trailer was released. So from like 2017 to 2019, nothing at all. Nothing. There was one thing. There was like a teaser. I remember. It was the one where like they were going where there was like a group
where
of
you
people
see
that
the
was walking
creatures,
into the
don't
subway.
you?
Yeah, they showed off. They showed off the demon Nue, and you saw the main character's arm reaching up into the sky, and that was it. Like that was literally like the only information that we had.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was literally the only information / trailer that we had in between like Josh said, like 2017 to 2019. Other than like the trailer that we had, it was. Man, it was bad.
Yeah, it's safe to say that Shin Megami Tensei fans are looking at all the Persona stuff. It's like the Persona fans are getting fed good. They're getting fed good. They live in a palace. They're having a great time. And Shin Megami Tensei fans are starving on the street.
The desert.
Morsels.
Where does that put
in the
me?
desert for morsels of food.
So where does that
But
put
finally they're gonna get a meal soon.
Yep.
Oh, where does that put me?
Since you're a fan of both, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you're just maintaining a healthy weight, I guess.
Don't worry, man. You joined both the palace and the desert itself.
Yeah.
At one point, you have a palace in the desert.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, your palace is located in the desert. When you have everything you need in the palace, but when you venture out into the desert, you got nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our stuff we got on SMT5.
Get hyped.
Yeah.
Get hyped. So, and it's coming. Hopefully, if it's true this year.
Yeah. Hopefully, no
November.
Yeah. And
no delays. Hopefully.
Speaking of delays, we move on to our next gaming news.
No character trailer.
No, there's
week,
no character trailer for our beloved King of Fighters, but
Oh no.
we got a different type of news for this.
Yeah.
We have a delay, unfortunately.
Delayed until Q1 2022. Not even like a month.
No.
Just Q1. That is the worst possible way to announce a delay, because that almost never falls under that window.
Of course, you know the reasons why of the whole pandemic. That's the reason why they ended up pushing it more.
Yeah.
Now my question is like, are we no longer gonna get character announcements, or?
I don't know, honestly. I think we are, because like the thing is that they're because these characters have been okayed for the longest time. I guess it's up to SNK if they want to actually release like these character announcements or whatnot, because they already have everything planned. It's not like oh man, we can't show off K-Dash now because the game's not gonna be pushed even further back, so no K-Dash character trailer, guys. I think if anything, we're still probably gonna get those information, but they're gonna want to control how they trickle it down.
Yeah.
So it's probably not gonna be an every week character trailer like we've been getting.
Breaks my heart.
But I mean, so far it's like we got like 21 confirmed character trailers, so we're
When was this? When was this game gonna be released?
end of holiday, I think. Holiday
Yeah,
of
during the
this
holiday
year, so.
season.
Oh, okay.
Quarter one literally means that it could either be from January to March.
No, well, no, I meant the game before it got delayed.
Yeah, holiday.
Yeah,
Holiday?
the
Oh, it
holiday
was
season.
the holidays.
Yeah,
the
Oh,
holiday
okay.
season.
I
So-
don't remember.
Yeah,
So we'll see if we continue with our new characters. If not, but don't expect it every week now, which breaks my heart. Honestly.
yeah, but if that's not your thing and you're looking forward to a certain franchise, a certain witch franchise that's and you're into VR racing, then look no further than Little Witch Academia VR Broom VR. Wait, what?
Broom racing.
Room racing.
Oh, whoops. I wrote it wrong. That's coming out on July 15th, y'all.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it's been out, but only for the Oculus Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's-
Oculus Quest was just it was pure Oculus Quest.
Yeah, so if you got a HTC Vive, or if you have
Anything
else
else,
literally,
VR,
then
Yeah, but now,
Sorry,
until July 15th, you will able
you,
to play as well.
you can't ride the broomstick in the world of Little Witch Academia. Sorry.
So from what you we played, Ravi, did you enjoy it?
I thought it was fun. Yeah, I thought it honestly captured the feel of the Little Witch Academia like universe really well. The controls felt nice, for what it was, as a VR game and everything. I thought it was a fun experience.
Is it like like in Harry Potter, like you play Quidditch? Is it kind of like that?
It's kind of like that, yeah. I mean, like because you literally you sit on a broom and you just keep going forward. There's controls on the controller, like allowing you to propel yourself and everything like that. And if you literally look around, you get a full display as to kind of like what everything is, and it goes through the locales of the anime.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you're a big fan of the anime, then you're gonna like what you're gonna see. I think.
Okay.
To like do like laps, like in a racing game, there's these rings and you go through the rings
Yeah.
themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I know, like in back in the day, like there was a Quidditch game.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
So that's how I imagine this game would be,
yeah.
just without the whole Quidditch part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Or I
It's
guess.
just racing.
yeah.
Mhm. Or I guess if there's anything to compare it to, okay, this is gonna be really, really specific. But do you guys remember the Harry Potter special edition DVDs that allow you to
No.
tour around Hogwarts or anything?
No,
I know
no.
it's specific.
Oh
I know it's
my
very
god!
specific.
I bet you
No.
there's one guy in the comments be
There's
like,
there's one guy watching. He's like,
"That's me, bro. That's me."
yeah, dude, I remember that. I still play that to this day.
That's what it kind of reminds me of, because you get a good feel of it, except it's all happening real time. You're not going through like specific slides or anything like that.
But
It's like that.
the thing is the thing that's crazy is that the price for the games. So basically it's gonna be July 15. The cost is $40 for PlayStation VR, and then $30 for the rest of them for Oculus Rift and Steam.
Well, obviously, because
I think it's because of the fact that the
The
PlayStation,
PlayStation
5
itself.
PlayStation 5 in general.
No,
is just
well,
like,
no, I think it's just PlayStation. In general.
PlayStation in general. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's
I
weird.
don't
It's just that's just how
PlayStation being PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation being PlayStation. They want the
Yeah.
cut.
So it's gonna also support English voices
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, it didn't have English. Duh.
It was we were
the one we played didn't, and this was
Don't,
like 2
yeah.
years ago. So
Oh, okay.
so now get both.
Cool.
Huh.
With that, we move on to the last gaming news. Then we're gonna end it sad.
yeah.
Well, for me at least, God of War, Ragnarok, the anticipated game of my lifetime. It's getting delayed till next year,
Yeah.
2022.
No windows either, no
No
quarters
window,
or
no.
anything. Literally just
No.
2022.
Unlike King of
Oh
Fighters.
man.
So, but little bright side, there will be a PS4 version of this game as well.
Yeah. So if for whatever reason by 2022 the PS5 shortages don't fix itself, fret not. When this game does eventually come out, there is gonna be a PS4 version waiting for you guys.
Thank God.
Yeah, so yeah, bit of sad news, but I mean, if anything, it was probably like bittersweet. if
Yeah,
anything.
I mean, as a big fan of the God of War franchise, like,
Man, at least they get canceled.
Yeah.
oh, Whoa, Josh, calm down.
Yeah. So.
Speaking gibberish right now. I mean, this is Sony's like beloved franchise.
It's their baby.
Yeah. Other than Horizon, they got out.
But this is their bigger baby.
Yeah.
Big baby.
Jeez.
Their big baby.
But yeah, I think I just can't wait. Hopefully, maybe with this E3, maybe a gameplay trailer. Hopefully,
yeah.
Or just I'll take cinematic, bro. Honestly, I'll take anything, bro.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Calm down, man.
Hey, man, I'm like those Shin Megami Tensei fans, bro. I'm thirsty for info.
I don't blame you one bit. All right, and with that wraps up this week's episode of the Anime Squad podcast. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys like our stuff. Share if you think we're super cool. And like always, my name is Robbie.
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
And this is Josh.
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.